saying Hussein is, oh, he's like Michael Hearn and The Rock, the three biggest fake natties, The Rock, Michael Hearn, and Hussein Farhat. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We are back, and Hussein Farhat got his response video. I lost my natty card, so I'm going to be reacting to it today, giving you my thoughts on the current situation about Anabolic Stick exposing Hussein Farhat for being not natural. Personally, I do believe Hussein is natural, but I do think that there are two arguments in particular that Anabolic Stick gave where it makes me question it a little bit more, but there is something. I've already watched Hussein's video. There is something that he's going to do where this will prove it all, in my opinion. So let's get right into it.
What I decided to do to prove every single person wrong is I decided to enter my first bodybuilding show, which was a drug-tested bodybuilding show, just to show people that I'm actually natural and I can actually compete. And yeah, there you go. That's what happened from the show.
Okay, so really before getting into it, I just want to bring up Anabolic Stick. As I am recording this video right now, literally like half an hour ago, just put out another video exposing the fact that he wasn't actually drug tested at the show he's talking about. So basically another competitor at that show messaged Anabolic Stick or whatever, and they went back and forth saying how the testing wasn't actually done, and then he got someone else at the show. The video is up on screen right now if you want to go watch it, but I did watch it, and I might do a reaction to it another day, but this is what I'm doing today. Jeez, I can't keep up with all the drama, but there is some sufficient evidence that Hussein wasn't actually drug tested. So I did say in my last video that, you know, that was a point in his favor, but I think we can X out that one there. So it's getting a little sus, I can't lie, but I still believe he's natural, so we'll keep watching.
Probably enhanced, probably dabbled in a bit of stuff.
Dude, the blatant shamelessness to correctly say that Jeff Seed was not natty as a teenager, but to then try and pass off your own physique transformation as being 100% natural when it's arguably more impressive than what Jeff was able to do in his first 3 years of training with steroids is just so ridiculous and shameless. This is Jeff Seed's 7-year transformation, which, as Hussein correctly states, was achieved by the help of steroids. And here is Hussein's very own transformation that only took 3 years opposed to Jeff's 7 years, which Hussein claims he achieved naturally.
All right, this is actually a pretty good point. Again, he showed my transformation, and he said that I have a better transformation than Jeff did in 7 years, and I had a better transformation in 3. That's what he said. I don't believe that's true, to be honest. I think Jeff had a better transformation in his 7 years, but again, that's debatable. That's just, you know, opinions. And I did say that I don't think he's natural, and I do not think he's natural, actually, like lifetime at least, because he's lost a lot of size over time. If you look back, he was a lot bigger than he is right now, and you look at me, I'm only getting bigger. All right, I'm only getting bigger. I look a lot bigger now. Again, I need a pump, I need light.
See, and that's another big thing that I would give to Hussein is the fact that he didn't get smaller or lose strength or whatever. There was no point in his fitness career or whatever where he got smaller or whatever, whereas Jeff Seed, he as a teenager was way better than when he was in his 20s, and last time I checked, you don't get worse when you get in your 20s. That definitely indicates some steroid use, whereas Hussein, he doesn't have any of that.
Pretty good question. His question, the Greg basically asked me, like, would you like to get results fast and then stop at some point, or would you like to progressively get results? I said both. All right, I want to get results as fast as possible. I love enjoying the journey, obviously, but my goal is getting results as fast as possible.
Yeah, I don't think you can use like him saying, oh, I want to get results as fast as possible as an argument against him for going on steroids. Obviously, it sounds like, oh, if you want to get results as fast as possible, then, well, juicing is the fastest way to do that. But I also want to get results as fast as possible, and I'm not going to take steroids. So, I don't think that one's good either.
That Hussein could have tampered with the blood work. Cycling off of PEDs aside, what he simply could have done is gotten a friend of his who is Natty to take a blood test at the same time as he did, and then simply copy his name from his own blood work and Photoshop it onto his friend's clean blood work. There's just so many ways to fake blood work, which Greg obviously knows. But Greg just immediately accepts one singular blood test and against all common logic starts parading Hussein around as a natty phenom. Greg knows better than anyone that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
First point is, he said, I had a friend do the test for me, and then I switched names. First off, that's illegal.
It is illegal, but in the US, it's also illegal to use steroids, so people still do it. So just because something's illegal, I don't think that, you know, that makes it that, oh, it's impossible for you to do it. It's still that point of, with tampering with the blood work and stuff like that. I think that is the biggest point in Anabolic Stick's favor. I think that is pretty much where most of my suspicion is coming from anyway, is that when you just get that single blood test, a lot can be done to it to, you know, trick it or whatever. So that's where my suspicion comes from anyway.
Second off, the lab themselves sent the blood work to Greg. So I wasn't able to do anything to the blood work. I even saw it, I think, even after him. He saw the blood work, he got emailed the blood work, and then I opened it on my side, and he had his on his side, all right? The lab sent the blood work to him and myself, okay? That's the first point. Second point is, people think I had time to hop off before doing the test. I literally got tested the day after he challenged me to get the blood work done. I don't know if you think I'm some sort of psychic, that I would have predicted that he was going to ask me to do the blood work, or I predicted he was going to do a natty or not on me that specific day. If that's the case, get some help. But if that's not the case, again, like I said, I got tested the day after. Went, got my test done, and the same day he got the results sent from the lab to him.
Do you think the fact that he got blood work as soon as Greg called him out, and Greg and him were not in partnership at this time, so I think you can rule out the fact that, you know, oh, Greg's only covering up for him at this time because, you know, they're business partners, but this happened when they weren't. So, and I mean, again, you could also make the argument, well, what if they did this behind closed doors and stuff like that? I mean, it's possible, but I just feel like the odds of that are so low that I don't think that's what happened, but it is a possibility. But I definitely think that at that time anyway, Hussein, he was natural, and blood work is a lot different than a drug test, because if you take a lot of, you know, PDs or whatever, the blood work is not gonna, you can't fool the blood work within a week. That shit takes months. Okay, it's not like, oh, you just hop off and then your blood work's completely fine. No, a drug test, sure, you can trick it by coming off for a couple weeks or whatever, but blood work, you can't do that. So if that was Hussein's blood work 110%, then I do believe that is conclusive evidence that he is natural, and he's been natural throughout his whole career. But the question for me is, was that actually his blood work? That's the only red flag I can see here.
All right, so look, here's the offer. I saw that he just mentioned Derek for More Plates, More Dates. He said that if he was going to review the blood work, then he would believe it. And I saw that Derek actually blood tested Andrew Tate recently, and Tate offered him $50,000 if he failed a single blood test. So here's my offer to Derek, all right? $100,000, all right? I'm going to double what Andrew put. You can test me whatever you want. Come to my place, come to my house unannounced. I'll send you the address if you need it. You can test me whenever, wherever, for as long as you want. And if I fail a single one of these tests, I will pay you $100,000 cash. And if I refuse to do any of these tests, I will give you $100,000 too, because that means I'm trying to basically avoid the test for some sort of reason, which again, that means I failed. So yeah, if you don't believe I'm natural, get whoever you want. Derek for More Plates, More Dates.
And this is it. This is the biggest thing. I really hope More Plates, More Plates, More Dates, or whatever. Recently, he did that natty or not on Andrew Tate. I gotta be honest, no one really freaking cares. But on Hussein, this would break the internet in my opinion. So I really hope More Plates, More Dates takes up Hussein on his offer. And here's another thing. People are saying Hussein is, oh, he's like Michael Hearn and The Rock, the three biggest fake natties, The Rock, Michael Hearn, and Hussein Farhat. But here's the thing. The Rock and Michael Hearn would never make an offer like that to More Plates, More Dates, or whatever. They wouldn't do it. They would never show their blood work. They would never do anything. And why? Because they're actually not natural. But if you're so confident to be able to do this, I mean, doesn't it say something? It's like he's literally challenging Derek. And Derek is literally known for debunking Natty or Not's, bro exposed the Liver King. So I feel like a lot of people trust him anyway, even though, you know, he's selling fake testosterone. But, you know, a lot of people trust him. And I think that right there, just the fact that he's offering Derek this, I think that proves he's natty in my opinion. Because you would never see anyone, like you wouldn't see freaking, like I said before, Michael Hearn doing this shit. Or William Bonac, who claims natural. You wouldn't see them do this because they're actually not natural. Doesn't it make sense? But because Hussein is, he's offering this to prove he's actually natural.
So again, Derek, you can test me whenever, like I said, wherever, I'm down to get tested. Most people actually think this guy is natty after Greg gave him his vote of confidence. It's genuinely laughable. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna do the same thing once Derek proves that I'm natural. He's gonna do the natty or not on me, he's gonna review my blood work, and every single person is gonna say, oh, he paid him off.
And you know what? I think that is also another great point, is that I feel, anyway, I do think that if Derek does take up Hussein on his offer, and I do believe Hussein will prove he is natural from this, they're still not going to believe him. Or I think it will turn the heads of 50% of the audience who think he's a fake natty right now. But there are going to be some people who, no matter what test you do, no matter what happens, they're just not going to believe it. So there's really nothing you can do about that. Now, I'm really excited for Derek to do this. I really hope he takes up Hussein on his offer. I mean, Hussein sent in the DM, man. So right now, all lying on More Plates, More Dates. Derek, are you going to prove that Hussein Farhat is natural or enhance? This will settle it for all the logical people who have brains or whatever. I think this is what has to be done to conclusively 100% prove if he's a fake natty or not. And without this test, I think there are two sides to the story that are both valid. I think there's quite a bit of evidence that he's a fake natty from Anabolic Stick anyway, and there's quite a bit of evidence that he is natty. So right now it's split, but I'm really excited for this. Obviously it's going to take time. It's going to take like a year to happen, but that's pretty much all I got. I know I didn't like react to the whole video. I just kind of put in some key points on some things I wanted to add on, and the main thing was on you know, Hussein messaging More Plates, More Dates. So can't wait to see that. Derek, you better take him up on his offer. That would break the freaking internet. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.